Hello, friends. Welcome to our Tip Tuesday. I wanted to spend a little bit of time today playing in the art of planning and journaling insert. If you guys have not taken a look at it yet, make sure that you spend some time doing that or go over and check it out on the website. I will link it in the comments below once we get finished with this video. But I want to take some time today to talk about building and creating routines and how that can help you to refine your plan. Sometimes we get in a position where we feel like we're constantly on the hamster wheel going over and over and over and over again, and we don't ever feel like we're actually getting anywhere. And so I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about building routines, both morning and afternoon. We're going to use the art of planning and journaling insert to set this up. So I'm going to show you kind of what my thought process is behind it and actually show you what my routines are currently. And if they will help you to be able to create your own routines, that's fantastic. If it just gives you some ideas of how you can use this insert, that's great too. And so I look forward to sharing this with you. So let me pop over to the other screen. I have brought my large insert with me because my insert, I have two inserts actually, although I don't have my extra large yet, but I have a large version. And then I brought my pouch, my turtle pouch with all my pens in it. So let's go ahead and grab our insert. One thing that I will tell you about the art of planning and journaling that might be beneficial to you is this insert is printed with an amazing cover on the front. If you live in a humid area or somewhere where it gets really hot, this ink will transfer. And so one tip I definitely want to share with you is if you get this insert, make sure you also grab some kind of plastic pocket so that you can protect your cover, because it will rub off if you live, again, in a place that's super humid or not humid. Okay. So I've brought my markers with me today. I have all the markers, right? I brought all kinds of things. I already did a pen test in my medium. And so these are the markers that I'm going to choose, although I haven't done a pen test yet. And then on the back of my planner cover, which I need to tighten that down because it keeps coming loose. On the back of my planner cover, I have a pouch. And inside my pouch is my stencil. So I needed to grab that because that's what we're going to use today. All right. So if you follow me on Instagram, I showed yesterday setting up. Now there's like nothing in this at all. But yesterday I shared over on my Instagram a picture of the routines page. And I wanted to... Yes, Amanda, this is just a plastic pocket. So this is a secretary style pocket. I just stuck my stickers in it. So, so I actually kind of penciled mine out because we're going to be drawing them in there, and I want you to kind of see how that process goes. But I showed yesterday how I used this stencil to create the little days of the week to kind of create a routine or like a habit tracker. So this first one says no snooze. So when my alarm goes off, I need to get out of bed. So when I complete that, I'm going to color this in. This is obviously for September, which is what the stickers are for. So like in the kit, the only thing that's dated is this and the journal card. So we're definitely going to utilize this as my September layout. So what I want to do today is I want to kind of walk through, and you guys can tell me in the comments too, what are some of your routines? What are some of the things that you do on a daily basis? Aside from using the stencil that comes with it, I'm going to grab my basic stencil so that I can utilize it as well. I'm also going to grab an eraser and my little vacuum cleaner because I'm going to be erasing all those pencil marks in there because, like I said, I went through and put some layouts in here so that I knew that I had enough room to be able to do that. And let me kind of drop this down a little bit so that you're a little bit closer. Maybe that'll help you to be able to see. So we're going to talk about things that you do in the morning, and if you, or morning and afternoon or evening, and there's something sparks you and you think, oh, I need to add that to mine, then that's great and fantastic. And we want you to be able to do that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a regular pen and highlight around these stencils as we go. Again, this is from the 4-pack. So if you got the 4-pack basic, this is probably my most used stencil. I will be very sad if anything ever happens to it because it's the one that I use all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of these parts and pieces out of here. Things that I like to do first thing in the morning, obviously, is no snooze. I'm going to add some color in here because I have all these amazing markers that I can play with. So I want to kind of just play with them here. So the next thing I do, or actually one of the first things I do when I get out of bed in the morning, is feed my critters. If you have pets, they're probably the first things that you think about in the morning too, because they're probably waking you up to tell you that they're hungry. So, and not everything that I put on here has to be a habit tracker or check-in, because this really is something that I do every day. So obviously I don't need a habit tracker for that. You couldn't do no snooze? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do after I do no snooze and then I feed my cats, the next thing I do is go on a walk. Currently, I am unable to do that because I'm pretty sure I broke my toe yesterday when I was going outside to check the super blue moon. I tripped over a sprinkler head that was not retracted. Like, we have retracted sprinkler heads. It was dark. I was walking through the middle of my lawn barefoot, and I didn't even think about the sprinkler head not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And it jumped up and bit my toe. So we're going to add in our little mushrooms here. So the next thing that I like to do is just get in some activity. So for me right now, that's just walking. I participate in an accountability group where we are just chatting about, well, we don't really chat. It is not a group. It is a messenger chat, and not really intended for the chatting thing, but more just for checking in to see if you actually did the things. Oops, I forgot a mushroom. So I like to check in with them. Of course, today I had to tell them that, hey, I'm not doing my walking today because I think I broke my toe. It's very painful. The fun thing about it is I don't normally turn black and blue, and this particular toe I have broken before, so it's just super painful right now. So normally this is something that I would be doing. So what are some things that you would be doing normally when it comes to your morning routines? I would love to hear some of the things that you do on a daily basis, because maybe in the future it might be something that I want to add into my plan so that I can refine my own plan. 6, 7. I know that when I got home from conference, I was super energized by all the things that we learned. And then the concept of refining your plan was super important to me. Oh, read, meditate. Oh, that's a good one too. I hadn't even thought about that. I'm not very good at meditating. That's probably why it wasn't the first thing that I thought of. But that is a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to color it before I put the things in it, because I did the coloring after I wrote the words in it on the one above. And of course it had to do the whole smear thing, and I didn't like that. So we're going to keep that from happening this time. Oh, 20 minutes walking. Good. Yeah. It's like I need to be able to get up and do it first thing in the morning. I find that when I do get up and do it first thing in the morning, I have more luck in actually getting it done. This orange color. I know I already traced it with the one color, but I want to go back over it a little bit off to the side. There we go. So what I'm doing here is just shifting the stencil a little bit so that I can give it an outline without actually coloring on the lines of the stencil. There we go. Okay, so this one is walk. Or you could put physical activity or whatever the case may be. All right, let's do our next one. The next thing that I make sure that I do every single day, and some people think I'm weird. I don't know. You tell me if it's something that you do or don't do. But one of the things that I do every morning is make my bed. I feel like making my bed means that I actually have one thing one thing I have done. And it's super important for me to feel like I have accomplished at least one thing over the course of the time that I have been planning or over the course of the day. If I just spend all day lounging around, I want to know that I've accomplished something. And my prayer is that that one thing is I at least made my bed in the morning. I don't know why that's super important to me, but making the beds is always something that I do daily. Are you one of those people that leaves the bed made or makes the bed, or do you just leave it because you know you're going to get in it later? Okay, next thing, I'm going to do some more little mushrooms. And these little mushrooms are going to represent make a plan. Now, when I say make a plan, I'm talking about checking on the things that I have to do for the day. And this is usually something that I do during breakfast. I sit down with my declutter insert and like make a list of things that I want to accomplish. But I will tell you, I do not use my declutter insert every single day. I don't use it on the weekends normally because my declutter insert is usually for work. But on the weekends, I kind of have a plan of what I want to accomplish for the day. Usually Saturdays, I'm working out in the yard or working on cleaning house, or I am maybe planning to go somewhere with my family and we're just getting ready to get out the door. So whatever kind of planning that entails for you, that is what I spend time doing in the mornings, usually again while I'm eating my breakfast. So what the plan is for the day, how do I want to accomplish that? What does it look like? Amanda says, no to making beds. The dogs just get in there and mess it up anyway. That is funny. So that is definitely a routine that I have, is make a plan. So I make the bed, fix breakfast, sit down with my insert or my planner, and put together a plan. Again, not always something that I do on the weekends, and that's fine. You don't have to like plan every single moment of your day if that's not something that fits your lifestyle. I think I'm going to just color this out first this time. And then I don't have to trace it. Of course, this is just a brown pen, so it just kind of blends in. It's all good. All right, let's do so many choices. Let's do this color. How many of you spend time planning out what you need to get done for the day, whether it's working, whether it's spending time. And this pen is just about had it. I need another one. I need another one of those pens. Okay. Oh, I guess I better write on it. Make a plan. Make a plan. Okay, and then the last two things I have on here are shower and get ready for the day. Now, I work at home. So many people are like, oh, you work at home, you don't have to get up, you can just stay in your pajamas all day. You can just relax. You don't have to like stress out. You don't have to like even get dressed. What I will tell you is that being a business owner, for me, one of the very first things that I find I need to do in order for me to feel like I am a boss and I show up for work every day is I get up and I actually get dressed. I do my hair, do my makeup. And there was a time when I didn't do those things. And I felt like my business was just kind of doing its own thing. And I wasn't really the boss. I was just kind of an employee that was like skipping to go to lunch early. And if you are a business owner, that's not something that you can do, right? You kind of got to show up for your work. You kind of got to do the things. So it's definitely a lesson I learned the hard way in being a business owner is, yeah, I am my own boss. That means I have to, if I make the hours, I need to work the hours. If I set the hours, I need to work the hours. I need to show up. I need to get dressed. Now, sometimes I take a shower and I put a t-shirt on and I pretty much wear the same thing that I would wear any other day of the week. I don't necessarily have a huge variety of clothing options because I pretty much just live in t-shirts, but I do get up, I do put on a t-shirt and maybe they're sweatpants, but I did take a shower and I did do my hair and I did put my makeup on. I just grabbed my white pen because I'm not sure my black will show through that very well. So we're going to put shower. And then the last one that I'm going to put on here is, where did my pen go? There it is. I'm going to put get ready for the day. Whatever that looks like to you. Okay. So that's morning routine. No snooze, eat, feed cats. That doesn't make any sense at all. So let's put here. We can fix that. Watch this. Since that didn't make any sense, I meant it to just say feed the cats. How come y'all didn't call me out on it? Watch. Bam. Problem solved. Problem solved. Okay. So we're going to no snooze, feed the cats, walk, make the bed, make a plan, shower, and get ready for the day. Now let's talk about evening routines. Do you guys have evening routines that you are, the markers are like out of control, that you follow through with on most days? Okay. My weekends are always a little bit different, but I want to make sure that I incorporate some of these things on a daily basis. So again, we're going to start with dinner time, and the dinner time is the time where my cats get fed dinner. So they get breakfast before I get breakfast, and they usually get dinner before I get dinner. The spoiled little critters. So I'm going to go ahead and add them in here because we need to feed them dinner. And then the next thing is down here below that, I have dinner, but I also have clean up from dinner, because how many times do we do things for our kids or do things for our family, and then we forget to like go back and take care of the things that we need to, like cleaning up from dinner. And then the next day you get up and your house is trashed and you're like, cool, I have to start my day over with cleaning. So one of the things that I like to put on here and do is actually clean up from dinner after I make dinner instead of just letting the dishes sit in the sink so that I have a pile to take care of the next day. See, Amanda, I think it's just a pet thing. So we're going to actually put this in here correctly this time. Feed cats. And if you have dogs or whatever, you understand. We're going to do this in green. Ooh, this is another dark green. I have plenty of options for colors. Now, you probably might ask how I came up with this color palette. What I do each time that I get a kit, and I used to do this with the Create, Organize, and Plan or the COP kits as well, I would go through and take the sticker sheets and the paper, and I would lay them out, and I would find pens that would match that. And so really that's what I kind of just did with this. I opened it up to the front page and I was like, oh, I need this peach color and red and some brown. And then I went to the sticker sheets and I was like, oh, cool. I have all of these colors that I can choose from. And I just realized that there is a pink in here and I do not have a pink pen in my collection. So I might have to add that in here. Oh, cool. So Elaine says her dogs eat 3 times a day, before in the morning and after for lunch and dinner. Awesome. So we're going to do dinner. Come on, pen. How many of you guys have gel pens? And some days they want to write fantastically and other days they don't. This one's having some issues today. Clean. I would put clean up there, but we're just going to leave that be. All right. So the next thing that I have on here and something that I like to do while, like after I'm done eating dinner is, I just started doing this recently and I would love to continue to do it, is read a self-help book. I have a membership group and we read a self-help book or a planner book or something of that nature once a quarter. And so I'm trying to like get ahead of them a little bit. And so I was like, hey, I'm just going to start reading a self-help book. And I only do it for like 30 minutes a night or one chapter, and write some notes and such in there. And if you can hear my son screaming in the background, I apologize. But I like to read self-help. I do like to read, period. So that's a good thing. But I'm trying to get ahead and get some different ideas for them. So I am currently reading. I just actually finished the book called The Mountain Is You. It was a good book. Wasn't my favorite book. And part of the reason why I think that is because I'm also reading a book called The Year of No Nonsense. My membership group knows how I feel about this book. And The Mountain Is You information was very similar to that. Yes, both books were fantastic with great information in them, but they were a little heavy. And not what we intended to be reading for the summer. And they like to give me a hard time about it. And it's fine. I've accepted it. And we can move on. So now I am currently reading Grit. And I am loving it so far. It talks a lot about some of like the difference between talent and grit, which grit is like your determination, the effort that you put in, all of those kinds of things. Whereas some people just have talent. So like, what are some things that you might be talented in? And how does that differ from those around you that may not have that specific talent, but they make up for it by putting in more learning time or perseverance or effort? And so, good book. It's a good book. I love the information that's in it. I think that it is it's something that we're going to enjoy reading as a planner community. So, all right, let's see. Let's do red this time. So that is this part. So I'm going to put self-help in here, and let's do, I already have yellow. I'm confused. What color do I have? So many choices. I don't know what to do next. Let's do this color. So I'm excited to be going on with this. Something else that I like to do too in the evenings, and I didn't put it on my list because I don't necessarily do it every day, but it's definitely something I could think about adding in there, is in the morning when I'm walking, I like to listen to podcasts. And then at night, I like to make notes about the podcast. So I like to go back and re-listen to it and then make notes. So we're going to just do self-help read. All right, so that is that one. And then the very next thing just says read in general. So obviously if I'm doing this one, I'm doing this one. But I want to make sure that I give myself space to be able to, if I don't feel like reading a self-help book that day, that I can sit down and read whatever book I want to. And I like to do that in the evening. Usually I like to put this book away and then just get out another book right afterwards of one that is a little more entertaining for me. So my book preference is historical fiction. However, I do like a good mystery. I like James Patterson. I am reading Sue Grafton right now. Hold on just a second. Sorry, if I could hear my son screaming, y'all could probably hear my son screaming. And he has headphones on, and he's playing a game with his friends. So, I had to go in there and tap, like he didn't hear me come in his bedroom. I had to go in and tap him on the shoulder and be like, hey. So I'm reading Sue Grafton, which if you've ever read her books, she has the Alphabet series with Kinsey Milhon, which is so fun. I'm on letter M right now. And then let's see some other books. I am reading the Bridgerton series, but I am starting at the very beginning. So I am reading right now. I'm in a prequel to the Bridgerton series, and I love it. It's called The Other Miss Bridgerton. And I also have, let's see, that's two of the books that I'm reading. Yes, he's having a great time. I don't know what they're playing. Some driving game, it looked like when I went in there. So other books that I like to read. Obviously, historical fiction is my favorite. So I have a book. I try to get one of those every time we go to the library, which is my favorite place to go, is to the library to check out books. I'm not one of those people that likes to collect books. And the only ones that I do actually collect and hold in my hot little hands are self-help books, because I like to write notes in them. So that's just a fun little perk of mine. I'm sure each one of you does things just a little bit differently. So, and if you have libraries, that's fantastic. I can't have, because I'm one of those people that I read a book one time and I probably will never read it again, unless of course it is a self-help book. So then those ones tend to make more of an impression on me, and they stay on my bookshelf. The only other books I have currently on my bookshelf that are not self-help is the entire Harry Potter collection, which I will say last weekend after my son left for college, being an emotional week and all of that, I spent time watching the Harry Potter movies. So I watched the entire series, all 8 movies over the weekend. So you can imagine that nothing probably got done. Okay, the last thing that I have on here are just 3 quick ones. So pick up the house, family time, and bed. So we're going to add those ones in here. Those are all just, basic routines that I like to do. They're not necessarily things that I have to track. So I do like to pick up my house at night before I go to bed because I don't like getting up to clutter in the morning. I feel like I can't work when my house is cluttered. So that's part of that. And then, of course, family time. I do still have one son left at home. We like to watch movies at night or just hang out with each other. And then the last thing is bed. So that's kind of my routine. Friends, that's the things that I do on a weekly basis. I'm just trying to see what colors I haven't used yet. Let's do this sun color. So I love this new insert to be able to like really sit down and think about how these routines help shape my time and how they help me to refine my own plan. Like, how do they help me to feel accomplished on a daily basis? How do they help me to feel relaxed and stress-free? And are these routines serving me to the point where I feel like I am able to accomplish? Yes, it's a desk vacuum, friends. It's the most amazing thing ever. I don't know where I found it at. I got it off Amazon. I don't know where I heard from it at. Probably some YouTube video of a planner person, I'm sure. But it's the best dang thing ever. And if you would like a link, I will send it to you. They're fairly cheap. I think they're like $12 or something like that. And I got it through Amazon, which is fantastic. So we're just going to write this one. Oh, see, it likes this pen. It obviously don't like that green pen up there. I don't know what its problem is. And then let's do this one again. And then I just want to finish out this page with a little bit of deco. So I'm going to grab my stickers and add some designs in here. And I have some washi tape too. So if you plan on participating in the video for this new P&J, that email will be going out soon. It will be for next week sometime. I have to look at my schedule and make sure that I haven't overbooked myself because I do have an event coming up, so I need to make sure that I'm not like overcommitting. And then we will do more pages and we're going to talk more about these, but I just wanted to spend some time talking about routines today because I think they're super important in the scheme of, understanding what in your life has value to you and what in your life you feel is helping you to move forward with your goals, whatever that might look like for you. So there, friends, is our routine page in our new Art of Planning and Journaling. I will be doing one similar in my extra large that I will be getting soon. And in my extra large, it's going to be business related. So I do plan on doing 2 of these a month. One is going to be journaling and personal things. So that's what I will be doing in this large version. And then the extra large one will be more of a planning for my business, or large is going to be my personal and the extra large is going to be for my business. And let me finish this by adding bed in there. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for our Tip Tuesday. I know it was a little bit longer than what I normally do, but I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well setting this up, and I can't wait for you to set this up and work on it over the course of the time that you are hanging out and using the art of planning and journaling. You guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all soon.